Real quick before we start this video, I need y'all's opinion. Keep the front fender and add a flare, or run it no fender. So let me know in the comments down. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to start this video off by taking these wheels and tires and suspension to the guy that bought that Civic with the rod knock. So we're going to take all this stuff to him and see how much progress he's made on his gambler car. So we'll see you when we get over there to his garage. Alright, we made it out here. Got my wheels and tires back. Here, here's his donor car. And here's the donor engine. He's getting it dressed with all the Y7 stuff. And then here's his gambler car. He's got a long way to go. He's hoping to get the engine dropped in it today. So he's actually running 28x10 UTV tires. It's gonna look sick. Instagram link right here. Be sure to go follow. So now that I drop this stuff off for him, pick my stuff up, gonna head back to the shop and we're gonna get the 29s put on my car. Alright, back down here at the shop. Got the tires on the wheels. And this is just a 13, so it's not centered. But so we're gonna get it up off the ground and put this wheel on and set it back down and see how much we need to cut, and then pull the front fenders off, and then we'll start chopping it. We can't even get the wheel bolted to the hub. You see how far off it is right there, because we're already hitting all this in here. So we're gonna have to trim all this stuff out before we can even start worrying about the top clearance. So the only way that we could seem to get it to fit is to flip the wheel around backwards with a spacer. And the reason for that is we can't cut back any further right here because that's where the trailing arm mounts. So we're going to do it like this and cut this out probably around in here, and then see if we can't get this thing to fit. Alright, we still got to clean it up, of course, but we've got it cut and flipped. Yeah, we'll clean it up. We definitely did not need to go this high. Yeah, no. So yeah, we'll clean the edges up on this. It looks weird without the door being cut. Alright, so we got it all cut out and the tire and everything fits on here. We might trim a little bit of this out of here, I don't know yet. But it's not perfectly round, but there's no sense in sitting here with it for too long. Oh.
Still on it.
Yep.
You're gonna have to run spacers. Yeah. It'll probably hit. It'll probably hit on the really big. It'll probably hit right here on the really big bumps.
Alright, so we'll smash that in a little bit more. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're going to have to put a an inch spacer on the front as well, because it's hitting right there. And we're going to have to do a little bit more. We'll just have to hit that in with a hammer a little bit. No big deal though. So the front isn't going to really need any cutting. Alright, it's the next day now. Put the little wheels back on it because the upper control arm was rubbing on the inside right here, so I didn't want to turn it around on the lift. With that rubbing, they're over here starting to get the welding done. We're going to fill in all those gaps back there. And I've got some flares coming as well. So while they're getting the welding and everything all set up, I'm going to cut the fenders. We did a test fit, and all the top of the fender fits. All I got to do is just cut it off straight right there, and then the fenders will be able to fit back on over the tires. So I'm going to chop those off, and then I'll show you what's going on back there in the back. So all we're going to do is grind the paint off and then weld those seams together. So we've had a hell of a time with this Harbor Freight welder. Just doesn't seem to want to act right. So I'm just gonna fill the gaps in with like some great stuff or something like that. And flares are gonna cover all this up, so it doesn't really matter. He's over here clearancing that a little bit more for the rear tires. So so that's gonna be all for today. I'll see y'all in a couple days whenever the other spacers for the front and the flares come in, and we'll put the spacers on and get the flares put on to finish out this video. It's been a couple days, but the flares and the spacers are here. I'm gonna put the spacers on the front and see if it's enough to get the tire away from the upper control arm, and maybe give us a little bit more room to turn. Alright, the spacer's on, wheels back on. It hits the frame rail right inside there, right about here, and I need to hit that back some more too. So we'll beat that in a little bit, get the front end all together, and then cut this out a little bit, and then we'll get the flares put on. So that's the front done. Clearance as much as I can. Now for the back, I'm going to chop this stuff out right here and raise this arch up right here. So I think right here is where I want to put my flare. So I'm going to think about this for a second, and I guess you'll see what I decide to do in the next clip when I'm cutting it. There it is with the flare on it. Cut it in half so I can open the back doors still. I would like for it to come out a little bit better, but it's not bad how it is. Got a little tired of cutting, but I think I got plenty of clearance in there. It's all mangled and nasty looking, but I grinded everything so all the edges are smooth. As you can see here, these tires are borrowed, so I don't want to cut them. I want to get them back in good shape, same shape I got them. Grinded all those edges as smooth as I could get it, and you can run your finger across it and it don't cut you. I'm gonna wait to see what y'all say about the front fenders. So that's going to be all for this one. We'll see y'all next week for another video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.